Cushing's Bookshelf, Episode 3, Zen in the Art of Writing by Ray Bradbury. And welcome back to Cushing's Bookshelf. I am Nicole Cushing, the Bram Stoker Award-winning author of Mr. Suicide. And I'm here again with this series of looks at books on my bookshelf. And to start off with, we're looking at books of writing advice, which I find to be something that we don't talk about enough. So this week, the book on my bookshelf is Zen in the Art of Writing. Again, like I said, by Ray Bradbury. And what I love about this book is that it approaches its subject in a very inspirational way. Bradbury is really a great, in some ways, a prose poet. His fiction is very lyrical, and so it makes sense that his nonfiction would also be lyrical. So in my opinion, Zen in the Art of Writing is really one of the top writing advice books. And I'll tell you what, folks, I will fight anyone who dares to disagree with me. See, there's the little fella here, or girl. I can't tell if it's supposed to be a male or a female. Kind of like a version of the Scream Ghostface character, but done in a way that doesn't violate copyright, apparently, or trademark. But and see, it's fighting. It's saying, I'll fight anybody who dares say that Zen in the Art of Writing is not one of the best writing advice books. So you didn't know that there were special effects in this series of videos, did you? Yeah. Anyway, getting back to our subject, which is Zen in the Art of Writing, I think the best way to share my enthusiasm for this book is to read a passage or two from it, just to give you the flavor. And this is probably one of my favorite passages from any writing advice book ever. Bradbury writes, if you are writing without zest, without gusto, without love, without fun, you are only half a writer. It means you are so busy keeping one eye on the commercial market or one ear peeled for the avant-garde coterie that you are not being yourself. You don't even know yourself. For the first thing a writer should be is excited. He should be a thing of fevers and enthusiasms. Without such vigor, he might as well be out picking peaches or digging ditches. God knows it'd be better for his health or her health, right? Just to kind of put my little edit in there. Or her health, she should be a thing of fevers and enthusiasms, right? But anyway, so his heart is really where my heart is, in that writing is really an outpouring of each individual's own experience and own feelings and own subjects. I mean, there are life experiences I've had that other people don't have, and vice versa. And so what he then goes on to do is to actually provide some techniques for getting in touch with, which subjects are your own subjects to write about, what sort of tone is your own tone, this kind of thing. And so it's not just kind of like this amorphous kind of, goody two shoes sort of advice of, be yourself, it's more about how that yields the best fiction in Bradbury's point of view, and in my point of view too. And how this shapes your own individual, like I said, your subject, your tone, probably even your style as a writer, is something that can be traced to this. Like I said, he uses some things that that are practical tips for how to do this. And when I teach writing advice classes, I actually go ahead and use some of the Bradbury exercises in the classes. I'm teaching one at StokerCon, for example, in May. So it's book that's had some influence on my teaching career too, in addition to my writing career. So that's our book for this week, Zen in the Art of Writing by Ray Bradbury. I would like to read more of this to you, but you can read it yourself. And you can get it wherever books are sold. I bought it from my local independent bookstore and just discovered it on the shelf. And, just that's the great thing about indie bookstores is you can find stuff when you don't even know you're looking for them. So until next time, remember that this is one of the finest books of writing advice ever, and I will fight anybody who disagrees. Later, y'all.